Hey guys, welcome back to another week of Autastic, your comedian's guide to autism. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Kirk Smith, and my co-host and buddy,
Graham K. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another sweet
Boom.
of Autastic, the comedian's guide to autism. Kirk has a adult son, nonverbal son. I've got a brother somewhere on the spectrum. And he's he's doing pretty good.
Good.
He is. I would say he's going through a lonely phase. I know that because he is calling me more often than he normally does. Usually when he's doing really well, I get like 5 calls a week, and I'm up to like probably 12 a week right now. So, it's my phone's going off all day, every day. I know there's a special ring that my iPhone buzzes when it's a video chat call from WhatsApp, and so I can tell when it's him just by the buzz in my pocket, and it's like all day, every day. I'm on the road. I'm in Mountain Time. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So that's like above Washington State kind of thing, above like. It's like the Rockies. So anyway, I'm 2 hours behind New York. So my brother calls me every morning at 10 a.m., which is 8 a.m. here, and I'm doing shows. And so I'm like up late, I'm not like partying or anything. But I'm up till 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And he calls me at 8 a.m. And I've tried to explain to him several times about that there are different time zones, and that he does not understand that. He's like, but you said 10 a.m. You said I'm supposed to call at 10 a.m. We're supposed to call at 10 a.m. So no matter where I travel in the world, I get a phone call from him at 10 a.m. And
Eastern Standard.
Yeah, Eastern Standard. So this morning at 8:20 a.m. local time, I had a rough sleep. I was like, just fell back asleep. I fell asleep for like 3 hours, was up for 2, tossing and turning, just fell back asleep. Then I hear like, ring, 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 ring. And then I'm like, I right click it because I can't talk to him. I'm asleep. And then he calls back 3 more times. He doesn't get it. And I was terse with him. I was like, if I don't pick up, you can't keep calling. And then he's like, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. It's the most drama he's ever had in his life. And now I wake up I wake up 3 hours later to like 2 novels of text messages saying that he's sorry, he didn't know, and I should have told him, and also 3 emails. And then one of the emails is 10 people are attached to it, explaining that he woke me up and he didn't know and he's sorry. And it's like, yeah. So poor little guy's going through it. I'm not sure why he's lonely right now.
I do know he's lonely too, because I get the overflow. Even I'm getting some calls.
You're getting you notice more than normal?
Well, more than normal. Normal's 0. I don't know him as well as you. I'm not his brother, so yeah.
Yeah.
Any calls, is more than normal for me, yeah. And I get some voicemails, too, so, yeah.
How's JJ doing?
He's good. I think he's good. He's, as longtime listeners know, we had that issue with, I don't want to say violence, but the aggressiveness at his work, quote-unquote, workplace that got him uninvited. I don't want to say fired, but uninvited to come back. So now we are struggling to...
As Peter would say, I didn't get fired. It just wasn't a good fit. And that happens to everyone.
He's not wrong. That's a good way to look at it. But that happened to JJ, yeah. And so it's, what's the old expression? Idle hands make the devil's work. So the more he's home, the more chaos he gets into, the more stuff he breaks, and the more so. Got a few little issues, and overall, I think he's good. I kind of struggle with kind of being a workaholic. Like it's the way I handle my emotions. I work, and it's like, at least I'm being productive, and I'm doing this, and I'm being a good man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take off for his birthday. I'm going to take off 10 days in a row and go see him, which is a lot of days for me. And it's also obviously unpaid. So it's like, so you're taking an unpaid vacation. And so, for those months, you kind of, got to plan your money, blah, blah, blah. But I'm excited about that. It'll be a
Kirk,
winter wonderland in Sweden.
You don't spend a single dime. You work all the time. You can afford it.
That's true. It's true.
And when you're gone, you rent out your apartment.
That's true. This time I got a very funny Patrick Keen's crashed in my place. I don't know if you remember Patrick from LA. I don't know if you remember. He looks like you a little bit. Good looking white guy. Does some late nights. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's true. I've got my money in tin cans.
When Kirk says late nights, he means
TV
like late night television. Late night television.
That's true.
He like being on Fallon or like the Tonight Show is late night. He doesn't mean like we've done some late nights together. Kirk, I've seen Kirk drink is 2 beers, and I was shocked when he ordered the second one.
Was it New Year's? Whoa. What was it?
I don't.
So my birthday?
Yeah, it might have been your birthday. He's like, we're going nuts. You're like, well, I'm
2
gonna be hungover tomorrow.
lights, please. It's a crazy night.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Michelob Ultras have less carbs. Michelob Ultras, please.
If you ever want to hang out with Kirk and celebrate him, you take him to get a cake. You take him to get sweets.
Ooh, some yogurt, some ice cream would be nice.
Ooh, my boy likes a sweet.
Yeah. My son gets that for me. He's also sweet, sweet man. So so we're gonna go. So I'm starting to plan. 10 days with him will be. It's
in Sundsvall. You're gonna be in Sundsvall the whole time.
Yeah, my brother's coming up for a couple days, so my brother who hasn't seen him in 7, 8 years. Wow. So I'm trying to get my family more, involved. My mom comes out every couple years, but she's 75. It's a trek to get out there. So
sure.
But so he'll be out there a couple of days, and I'll have 5 days with him. So we're planning some activities. So. Winter Wonderland Nordic activities. There'll be there's a similar to like a German Christmas market. He likes that because there's sweets everywhere.
Yeah. And we all like that.
Who doesn't like that? And he doesn't get cold. He's got a little. He's built like a seal.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of of weight protecting him. So
do you know? Does he? If he was cold, could he express it or even know that he's cold and tell you?
Well, here's the thing. Like, he'll wear it'll be like, let's say it's like Fahrenheit, like 30, right? So like -2 or something. So it's cold, but it's not like. And he'll wear a t-shirt, pants, and then a good winter coat. Well, then after a while, we're walking, he starts to get sweaty. So then we unzip the coat. So it's like So it's not like he's
honestly, a good winter coat. A good winter coat with a t-shirt with 30 -2 Celsius is like.
I gotta have mine zipped up, bro. I got mine zipped up, and I gotta have a hat. He'll take his hat off. He gets sweaty.
If it's sunny and you're moving, it's good. It's not bad. Is Brian Hatt there?
Yeah, I'm sharing a room with old Walmart pants. I don't know if you remember that joke he's got, but
ask Brian Hatt. Brian Hatt's a Canadian. He's visiting. The Kirk is in LA for a wedding, and Brian Hatt's they're together. So ask Brian about -2. What would you wear
ask Brian, he's Canadian? What would you wear in -2 degree weather?
A jacket.
A jacket, he says. Yeah.
See, just a jacket.
Just a jacket. Okay, here's a subtle little thing. Would it be zipped up or unzipped?
Unzipped.
Unzipped.
Zipped.
Zipped. See, zipped.
Zipped. Okay.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah. What if it's sunny? What if it's sunny and you're walking?
Follow-up question. What if it's sunny and you're walking?
Then you can unzip.
Then you can unzip. He says.
See. Some heat. Your son's not. Your son's not. He's not crazy. It's hot.
In fairness, and my son is built like Brian Hatt.
I was gonna say. Yeah, they're built for they're winter people.
They're built for winter. It's not an insult to either of them, but they're built for winter.
Well, they're handsome boys. They're built for winter. Whatever.
They're both built like grizzly bears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Polar. Thank you.
Polar, he says. Yeah.
Yeah.
My son looks more like a grizzly. He's a little more mixed race, but Brian's definitely a polar bear.
He
White
is.
to the core.
White to the core, which when he wears that T-shirt in public is not great.
Not great. Not a good look. Good. Yeah, so I mean, your son is a Swede at this point.
He's
been
got
in
that
Sweden a
Swedish
long
blood in him.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been there too
And
long. Too long.
your body acclimates. So I don't think, long story short, I don't think you need to worry. About that. I think he's actually right. I don't think it's like autism that's causing him to unzip, or if, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we had a couple of change the subject completely. We had a couple in the newses that I found interesting. I don't know. Did you? I
didn't think they were interesting, and I hated them both. No, I thought they're both very interesting, and I think we might have time to read both. You're setting both up, it seems like.
Well, one of them is kind of a shorter. U.S. news is usually very reader friendly. It's
It's for children.
Well, this one looks a little longer than I thought, but it's the USA Today or the New York Post of magazines. But you want to do one? I'll do one, or what do you think about it? You want to do U.S. News first?
Yeah, I'll do U.S. News.
All right, then I'll do the other one then. I'll start this off then. This cavalcade. This I thought was interesting. This was in Rochester. Speaking of very close to Hats, he is a Buffalo Bills fan, which is from Rochester, New York. This article is from the University of Rochester Medical Center, rochester.edu. Research finds that neurons look different in children with autism. The neural measurements may provide new insight into diagnosis and therapeutic interventions in autism. There's new evidence that the cells responsible for communication in the brain may be structured differently in children with autism. Research at the Del Monte Institute for Neuroscience at the University of Rochester discovered that in some areas the brain neuron density varies in children with autism when compared to the general population. We spent many years describing the larger characteristics of brain regions such as thickness, volume, and curvature, said Zachary Christensen, finally a name I can pronounce, MD and PhD candidate for the University of Rochester Medical School of...
Gets it.
Yeah. First author of the paper came out and told Autism Research. However, quote, newer techniques in the field of neuroimaging for the characterization of cells using MRI unveil new levels of complexity throughout development. Imaging provides new insight into brain development. Researchers use brain imaging data collected from more than 11,000 children, 9 to 11. They compared the imaging of the 142 children in the group with autism to the general population and found that there's a lower neuron density in regions of the cerebral cortex. Some of these regions of the brain are responsible for tasks like memory, learning, reasoning, problem solving. In contrast, researchers also found brain regions such as the amygdala, an area responsible for emotions, that showed increased neuron density. In addition to the comparing scans of children with autism with those without neurodevelopmental diagnosis, they also compared children with autism to a larger group of children diagnosed with common psychiatric disorders like ADHD and anxiety. The results were the same, suggesting that these differences are specific to autism. People with a diagnosis of autism often have other things to deal with, such as anxiety, depression, and ADHD. But these findings mean that we now have a new set of measurements that have shown unique promise in characterizing individuals with autism. The technology leverages what we know and the inner workings of the brain and autism. Last paragraph. Technology has transformed the level of precision and detail that investigators are now able to see in neurological structures. Previously, researchers could only see the structural differences in neurological populations post-mortem, which means dead. But the new imaging data used for the research were collected from the Adolescent Brain Cognitive Development Study, ABCD, database. It is the largest long-term study of brain development and child health. The University of Rochester is one of 21 national sites conducting data for the survey, which began in 2015 and has revolutionized our understanding of the adolescent brain health and development. We're beginning to understand the true impact of the extraordinary data collected by ABCD study will have on the health of our children, said Don Foxy, Fox, PhD, senior author of the study and director of the Del Monte Institute for Neurostudy and Galesano Institute of Developmental Researchers Institute. Well, Graham, what do you think?
I I don't know. I think it's very interesting that they're able to see that stuff now, and it sort of, the first thing I thought of is like, see, it can't be vaccines. It's like more another arrow in the quiver in the like against anti-vaxxers. Like I don't see how a vaccine would change the amount of neurons you could have in your brain or the density of, that doesn't make any sense. That's clearly like a way you're born, a physiological thing. Also, I wonder if this research could also be used, because it used to be post-mortem and now it's not post-mortem. And I wonder, side note, if it could be used to test for CTE, the concussion problem that they have with athletes.
That affects one of my favorite sports.
I probably suffer from
really, you think so?
Football. Yeah, my memory is like really, 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 really bad. I can't remember anybody's name. I can't remember anyone's face.
Well, if you forget, my name is Kirk. We have a podcast together. It's called Autastic, and you can support it on patreon.com.
Sometimes I forget.
Bust your balls.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, well, whatever. But I wonder if it could be used, because that used to only be post-mortem where they could test for CTE, anyway, it doesn't matter, it's off topic. But it is interesting. Anyway, so
I would argue, all knowledge is helpful going forward. Anything that sheds a little light on it, gives a little, clarity as to what's happening, is going to be positive and a step in the right direction. Yeah. Go ahead. You were going to say?
Well, you're going on a limb there saying that all knowledge is positive. All right, next article, how to find autism-friendly colleges.
This was interesting, and it made me think of Peter a little bit. I know that's not in the cards for him, but, you never know. Like, if he had been a slightly, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
Peter can't count, so it's tough for him to go to college and get a job. But He did go to now, the college in Ottawa had a special program for adults with disabilities, and we did sign him up for that, and he obviously hated it. But it was it wasn't like a college in the general sense that this article is about. This is for more high functioning, formerly used to be called Asperger's type people. But my brother, Algonquin College in Ottawa had a program that would basically teach people like my brother how to count, he learned that in high school and in school and stuff, but like how to do, how to work, get jobs, trying to figure out, like, could you work in a laundromat, and they would learn how to do laundry and how to do bookkeeping and stuff. And I'm pretty sure my brother learned absolutely nothing in the 2 years he was there, but it was good for him to get out of the house and have something to do, and it was good for him to try. At least we tried.
You don't know unless you try. You got to try.
Yeah. But, and also colleges, the word college has a different connotation in Canada. We use university for the word that Americans use for colleges. And then colleges in Canada means like where you learn how to be a plumber, or like how to do like dental tech, like a dental assistant or something like that. So anyway,
back to the subject. This is a good article. I'm excited for you to read this.
Yeah. So this is how to find autism-friendly colleges in the American sense. Deciding where to attend, this is by U.S. News, by the way. Deciding where to attend college is challenging for any student, but autistic students may find the choice even harder. Moving to college means making new friends, living with a roommate, and managing a new academic routines without family support available in high school. About 1 in 36 children in the U.S. was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder in 2020. According to the most recent federal data, that's up from 1 in 150 in 2000 to 1 in 168 in 2010. More autistic students are going to college than ever before. Colleges are responding by designing campus support programs. In 2000, there were just 2 specialized autism support programs. Now, in 2024, there are close to 100, says Jane Thairfield Brown, Director of College Autism Spectrum, an independent organization with resources for autistic students, families, schools, and professionals. Colleges are really listening and looking at enhanced services and programs. Once again, the name of that organization is College Autism Spectrum. The shift from high school is the federal law mandates colleges give equal access to higher education by providing reasonable accommodations such as extended test time or testing in a quiet location. Some campuses are more autism friendly than others, going beyond federal mandates with social support, academic and career coaching and programming. Parents may like the idea of these supports, but students are in the driver's seat at the college level. They get to decide if they want to disclose their autism diagnosis to the disabilities office. Once they do, they still need to go through established campus procedures to receive accommodations from professors. It's a big change from high school and requires the ability to self-advocate, experts say. And because the Federal Education Rights and Privacy Act of 1974, commonly called FERPA, colleges cannot legally provide mental health information to parents without their students' prior consent. Holistic considerations. Autistic students needs vary widely, and finding the right colleges involves multiple considerations, experts say. We tell families not to pick a school based on the support only, says Amy Rutherford Moody, Director of Mosaic, a support program for autistic students at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. It's so important to feel like you're part of the community, regardless of what that community is. UTC junior Ella Dunkelberger looked at several colleges in Tennessee, her home state, before opting for UTC Mosaic comprehensive resources, including study support, coaching, and career exploration. Without the program, I don't think I'd be successful as I am, she says. At the beginning, when I was really overwhelmed, it helped me establish a schedule and routine. Dunkelberger met weekly with the academic coach to go over assignments, and the program encouragement pushed herself socially to try new things. That's sometimes very hard for autistic individuals because we like our set schedules and set routines, she says. As you and your family begin the college search, keep these tips in mind and help narrow your choices. After years of taking charge for their student, parents may hesitate to let students lead, but it's necessary for a student in college to search conversations, experts say. Students have information, gather, and problem solve all the way through their college experience. Rutherford Moody says, letting them lead at the front end with families partnering helps them learn more skills to handle college. Besides services for autism, students should think about what else is important to them. Considerations may include major school size, distance from home, whether the religion is important, ethnic and cultural groups, and other factors, experts say. Even the weather may be considered, blah, 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 blah. As your family explores campuses, seek answers to the following questions, particularly for schools without autism support programs. Those answers will guide your college search. Has the college staff worked with many autistic students? What kind of special programming is available? How strong is the disability services relationship with other campus offices? Are single rooms a possibility? How many credits are required per term? Can a student attend less than full time and still live in a residence hall? What is the availability of mental health therapists and crisis counselors? What is the caseload of disability services? How often do students usually meet the disability services professional? We encourage families to call and interview the disabilities office, Wolf says. Also, there may be associated costs. Many specialized services cost extra, sometimes thousands of dollars per semester. Some offer hands-on academic and social support, while others offer narrow support at no cost. Many are nowhere between the financial aid and scholarships may be available. Nova Southeastern University in Florida provides Access Plus, a comprehensive program with a daily 2-hour study hall assignment, supervision with extracurricular support, and weekly psychoeducational groups for $9,645 per semester.
Woo!
Not cheap. On top of the University of Tuition, yeah. The Neurodiversity Navigators Program at Bellevue College in Washington offers individualized advocacy, educational opportunities, and access for no cost.
I don't know if you have to read through each of these if you don't want to. It's just, I think the important thing is that there are new programs available that are worth looking into. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Graham.
No, sure. I'll just skip to the bottom here. For success at college, developing independent skills is essential, experts say, and the earlier the better. That includes basics like waking up to an alarm by yourself, balancing schoolwork with extracurriculars without a parent's help, doing your own laundry, going to the grocery store on your own, making your own appointments. The skills you develop at a workplace and home transfer to college, says Brown, co-author of The Parent's Guide to College for Students on the Autism Spectrum. Once again, that is called The Parent's Guide to College for the Students on the Autism Spectrum. And the forthcoming book, Neurodiversity at College, a guide for parents of autistic students. Dunkelberger missed her family tremendously when she started college. My first semester was challenging because my family is my rock, she says. I'll be honest, there were days I didn't want to leave my dorm room. But the psychology major is thriving, and the fall of 24 semester, she's mentoring autistic freshmen the same way she received mentoring her first year.
That's it.
What do you think, Kirk?
I think it's interesting. Now, obviously, this doesn't really affect either of us. You know, my son's clearly not in the running to go to college, but the podcast does attract, you know, quite wide variety of families on the spectrum, families with members on the spectrum. So if this was something that, you know, if Peter was a little higher functioning, could count and could do things, this would be something to consider, to go through and like, these are
a
smart
lot higher
questions.
Functioning, but yeah.
Pardon?
A lot higher functioning, but yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
if you needed a lot, then JJ would need, $1 million because, yeah.
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 But the point being is there are resources out there, and there's more and more than there used to be, and it sounds like a lot of them are really expensive, but it sounds like also a lot of them just sort of come with tuition and are part of the student union or whatever. So it's definitely something to look into because they did not exist.
The questions are the most important part too. Asking the questions. Yeah,
for sure. And those books are helpful. Those books didn't exist 20 years ago.
I agree.
So anyway, we have not read the books, but I assume they at least are, going under the old Kirk moniker, all knowledge helps. Anyway,
we're breaking ground breaking new ground here at Autism, of course.
That's right. Thanks for listening, folks. I've been Graham K. Kirk, do you have anything coming up?
I don't have anything big. A lot of cruises. As always, I appreciate your support. Plug in my social media, Kirk Smith Comedy on YouTube, Instagram. Forward those clips I've got out to Facebook to your friends. I've got books for sale if you're interested in that. We appreciate all that. Of course, you can support us on patreon.com/Autastic. For as little as a couple bucks an episode, you help to host the show. It costs money to contract with the company to physically host the data associated with the audio here that we've recorded, and we appreciate that. Graham, what do you got coming up, buddy?
Yep. I'll be at the Comedy Fort on November 29th and 30th of 2024. That is in Fort Collins, Colorado. That is a short drive from Denver. And I will also be at Rumors Comedy Club in Winnipeg, Manitoba, December 18th to 21st. So just before Christmas. It's the best time to come to Winnipeg is in the winter. That's what I say.
Well, the crowds will be there because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. Nope, too cold to be outdoors, you'll die. Thanks for listening, everybody. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube, Graham K Comedy. Thanks very much. Take care.
Have a great week, guys. You can do it.